Tell me something. What do you do when the woman you like suddenly ignores you? Do you chase her? Do you text her again and again hoping she'll reply? Or do you sit there spiraling in your head wondering if you weren't good enough? If you've ever felt that sting, that silent rejection, that cold distance, and then you know how brutal it can feel. But here's the truth. When a woman ignores you, it is not always about you. Sometimes it's about power. Sometimes it's about testing your strength. And sometimes it's about seeing whether you are a man who lives by principles or a man who bends and breaks at the first sign of silence. Today we're diving into 10 Marcus Aurelius-inspired suggestions on how to act when a woman ignores you and how to turn that cold shoulder into a moment of strength, dignity, and self-mastery. But before we begin, if you're new here, welcome to the Untroubled Stone. On this channel, we take the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and blend it with the realities of modern attraction, relationships, and power dynamics. If you want to stop being emotionally played, if you want to build a frame so strong that nothing can shake it, make sure to subscribe right now, hit that like button, and watch this video until the very end. Because the insights here won't just change how you deal with women, they'll change how you deal with life itself. Now let's set the stage before we dive into Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. Picture this. You've been talking to a woman. Things felt good. She laughed at your jokes, leaned in during conversations, and maybe even hinted at wanting to spend more time together. But then silence. A day passes, then two. No reply. She views your story but doesn't respond. You send a follow-up, but her reply is cold, delayed, or missing altogether. In your chest, a knot forms. Doubt creeps in. Your mind races with questions. Did I do something wrong? Did she lose interest? Should I try harder? This is the exact moment where men make mistakes. Some chase harder. Some get angry. Some spiral into self-pity. But Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor of Rome, would have told you something radically different. He would have said, "You have power over your mind and not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." And that's where our journey begins. Because when a woman ignores you, your instinct may be to react emotionally, but Stoicism teaches you to respond with clarity, strength, and self-respect. And today, we'll walk through 10 powerful Stoic suggestions from Marcus Aurelius himself on how to act in this exact situation. Suggestion 1. Detach from the illusion of control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When a woman ignores you, your first mistake is believing you can control her attention, her emotions, or her responses. You can't. What you can control is your reaction. A man rooted in Stoicism doesn't beg. He doesn't chase. He doesn't crumble. He recognizes her silence is not his cage. Instead, he detaches and focuses on the only battlefield that matters, his own mind. Imagine you text her and she doesn't reply. Instead of obsessing, instead of checking her last scene or her Instagram activity, you lean back. You remind yourself, I can't control her, but I can control my focus, my mission, my frame. That is where your power lies. Suggestion 2. See the test for what it is. Women often ignore tests to see if your attention is cheap or priceless. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is endurable, then endure it." Stop complaining. Her silence is a test of endurance. Can you endure the discomfort without breaking? Can you remain calm, composed, and unmoved? Or will you expose your desperation by chasing, begging, or complaining? When you endure, you reveal your value. You show that your attention is not fragile. You demonstrate that your worth does not rise and fall with her response. Suggestion 3. Embrace the discipline of patience. Marcus Aurelius believed patience was a form of strength. He wrote, "Time is like a river made up of the events which happen, and a violent stream. For as soon as a thing has been seen, it is carried away, and another comes in its place." In other words, nothing lasts. Her ignoring you is temporary. When a woman pulls back, don't rush to fix it. Don't try to force her attention. Instead, step into patience. Let time reveal her intentions. Let time test your composure. Patience is not passive. It's powerful. Because when you wait without anxiety, you radiate control. Suggestion 4. Focus on your inner citadel. In Meditations, Marcus spoke of building an inner citadel, a fortress of the mind no one can breach. When a woman ignores you, your ego feels attacked. That's natural. But instead of seeking validation externally, retreat into your inner citadel. Strengthen yourself, read, train, build your skills. Pursue your mission. When she looks back at you and sees a man who didn't collapse, but grew stronger during her absence, she realizes your value isn't negotiable. Suggestion 5. Kill the need for validation. Marcus Aurelius. Ambition means tying your well-being to what other people say or do. Sanity means tying it to your own actions. Most men suffer because they tie their sense of worth to a woman's reply. If she texts back, they feel worthy. If she doesn't, they feel worthless. That's slavery. The Stoic man doesn't need her validation. His value is tied to his mission, his character, his discipline. When you kill your need for validation, you stop being a puppet in her hands. You become the master of yourself. Suggestion 6. Respond with indifference, not emotion. Marcus. Choose not to be harmed, then you won't feel harmed. Her ignoring you is not harm. It only harms you if you interpret it as rejection, disrespect, or insult. Instead of reacting emotionally, respond with indifference. Don't lash out. Don't send angry messages. Don't post dramatic stories. Simply act as though nothing happened. Indifference is powerful because it communicates. Your silence doesn't disturb my peace. Suggestion 7. Redirect energy to your mission. Marcus wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be, one. Instead of wasting time analyzing her silence, redirect that energy to your mission. Build your body. Build your business. Build your life. When you focus on your mission, you stop orbiting around her. She starts orbiting around you. Suggestion 8. See her ego, don't feed it. Sometimes, a woman ignores you to inflate her ego, to feel powerful knowing you're desperate for her. Marcus Aurelius. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If you keep chasing, you dye her soul with arrogance. But if you withdraw calmly, you strip away her ego's fuel. She's left wondering, why isn't he reacting? Why isn't he chasing? Did I lose him? You don't destroy her ego by fighting it. You destroy it by starving it. Suggestion 9. Use rejection as a mirror. Marcus said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Her ignoring you is not just rejection. It's feedback. It's a mirror. Maybe you were too available. Maybe you lacked mystery. Maybe you gave more than you received. Instead of crying, reflect. Adjust, learn. Her silence becomes your teacher. Suggestion 10. Choose dignity over desperation. Above all, Marcus Aurelius emphasized dignity. He wrote, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. When a woman ignores you, your dignity is your crown. Never throw it away by begging, pleading, or lowering yourself. Act with calm, with principle, with strength. Because in the end, whether she comes back or not, you win, because you never lost yourself. Closing flow. So when a woman ignores you, don't see it as a tragedy. See it as an opportunity and to practice Stoicism, to sharpen your frame, to stand tall in silence. Remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. Your power lies not in controlling her, but in mastering yourself. Detach, endure, be patient. Build your citadel. Kill validation. Show indifference. Focus on your mission. Starve her ego. Reflect on rejection. And above all, choose dignity. Do this and you won't just pass her test. You'll rise above it. You'll destroy her ego not by force but by presence. And you'll walk away unshaken. Because you were never chasing her in the first place. You were chasing greatness. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.